Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, today I wanted to do a fun little video talking about some very simple and easy film photography hacks that you guys can do right now at home. Now, these are just random things that I've learned from other photographers, and they've honestly been really helpful with my film photography experience. And so I just want to share this information with you guys just in case maybe if you don't know about them, you'll know about them after this video. But with that said, you guys, this episode is brought to you by Squarespace, and we're going to talk more about them later on in this video and how they could potentially elevate your photography here in 2021. But until then, you guys, grab some coffee and grab your camera, and let's jump right into today's video.
If you don't speak, then you won't get spoken to. People only see you when you up, then they notice you. Trying to be a legend, create lines is quotable. Only the real shall last, and I only know a few. People when they feelings always acting emotional. Ain't about a check, then it ain't negotiable. Gotta show respect to the people that's posting you. Soon to be on posters posted up like the older dudes. Now we aging like fine wine, how we supposed to do.
Okay, so we've all been in that situation. We've loaded a roll of film up into our camera, we've shot with it for a little bit, but for some reason we did not finish the roll. Now, either one of two things happen. First, we just take random photographs of everything around us and waste a couple of exposures. Or two, we just leave that damn roll of film inside the camera. Either way, it's a big waste of not only film, but also time. And I'm here to say there is a hack that you can use to be able to not only save your rolls of film, but be able to even shoot them at a later date. We've made a couple of exposures, and at this point, your camera in your situation is loaded up with film that you want to be able to save for a later time. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna take a look at the frame counter here. On the frame counter, it's showing that I've taken 7 exposures. That number is crucial, and you want to remember that and even be able to take a Sharpie to write on the actual film canister later on. Because what you're going to do now, you guys, is you're going to take that lens cap, put it on again, and you're just going to unload the film like normal. But very important, towards the very end, you want to be able to listen and feel with this right here with the rewind knob, any tension, because right before it goes back into the canister, you're going to need to leave a little bit of that leader out of it so that you can reload it later on. So let's unload this one right here. Remember, we have 7 in this camera, so let's go and start unloading. Okay, and again, you guys, I'm going to feel that tension before it goes all the way back in. Now that there's no more tension, I like to swirl it over a little bit and then just opening it back up. And as you guys can see, the leader is still out. Now, what you can do with this, you guys, is very simple. Write down the number of exposures that you've made and go ahead and save that into your bag. This roll of film, because it wasn't exposed to light just yet, is still good to go. Fast forward, you guys, you're at a later date now. Go ahead and reload the film back into the camera. The next step is very crucial, you guys. Always make sure you have your lens cap on during this next step, because what you're going to be doing is you're just going to be taking photographs up to that number that you had written down on the canister, but with the lens cap on, so the film doesn't actually get exposed. All right, so now that we are on the 8th exposure, I can take this off, and I'm basically picking up where I left off last time. So that is a quick and easy way to be able to save your film and not have to waste the rest of the roll just because you do want to get those shots developed. And rather than leaving the film inside of your camera, it's probably better off you just reload it and then go ahead and advance it past the number of exposures you already shot. So first hack right there, super fun, and honestly is extremely useful when shooting film. Okay, so now with this next hack, you guys, you're going to be using your cell phone to turn your negative into a positive so you can preview your negatives live. So all you need to do, you guys, is go into your phone settings and go under the accessibility tab. And once you reach the accessibility tab, look for display size and text. When you find display and text size, you're going to go ahead and click under that and find where it says invert colors, or sometimes on other phones it might say classic invert. Now, when you turn that on, your entire display is going to show you pretty much a negative in that sense. So when you look in your phone's camera and look at the actual film, you're going to be able to see a positive copy of the negative. So this is very useful if you want to be able to preview your negatives. Maybe you're at the lab and they give you your negatives fresh and you want to see what it looks like. Go ahead and do this hack, and it's been life-changing, especially if I'm doing something like making contact sheets or after developing a roll of film. Very easy, you guys, and honestly really useful when shooting film. Okay, you guys, now in the beginning, I did mention this episode was brought to you by Squarespace. And really quick, I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to them for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is your all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Being a photographer in 2021, you guys, is honestly a huge blessing. We've had it way better than photographers in the past, especially right now, you guys, because you can create your own website and have a dedicated space to be able to show off your work. For example, you can set up a portfolio for your street photography, for your film photography, or if you have a portrait photography business that you want to get going, you can do that as well. Another great feature is the ability to set up a page for clients to contact you directly. Being able to have your own dedicated portfolio and a space for you to be able to be contacted directly is just going to make the process for people who want to contact you or hire you even a lot easier. So if you guys want to get started with your own website, head over to squarespace.com/kingjapes and you guys can get 10% off of your first purchase of a domain or website. Huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this episode, but let's get back into it. All right, so hack number 3, you guys, again, is going to involve your phone. Now, for those of you who are shooting with a manual film camera but don't want to spend the money on an external light meter, a lot of people don't know you can go to the App Store and download a light meter app. There are tons of them out there, and for the most part, they are fairly accurate and will get the job done. If you're looking for something a lot more precise, then I would say go for a dedicated light meter. But if you just want to have something that you can use as a reference or, to use from time to time, definitely, I would highly recommend downloading a light meter app. None of these companies are paying me, but the two that I use are Lux and also an app called My Light Meter app. So go ahead and get on that, download it if you don't know about this hack already. Okay, so we all know that film cameras have some really weird batteries. So the PX28 for the AE1 program or the Pentax 6.7. You also have like the CR123s and you have like weird button cell batteries that you need to get. And the worst part is that a lot of modern stores nowadays don't carry those batteries. Where do you get them? Well, that's going to be tip number 4, you guys. Shop on Amazon for these weird kind of film camera batteries. Now, before we get into this, if there are any local businesses that already sell these batteries, go ahead and support your local businesses. They're going to appreciate it a lot more, and it's just going to help out a family near you. But maybe some of you guys don't have access to these kind of local businesses, then I would say go onto Amazon to find some of these batteries. You can pretty much find any battery as long as you have the name of it, and most of the time they're going to be a lot cheaper and you're going to get a lot more out of it. Like for example, a PX28 battery at a local batteries and bulbs here where I live is around $14. But if you go online to Amazon, you can buy the same PX28 battery as a 12 pack for $10. I'm not sure if the price on that is still the same, but it was definitely a lot cheaper than just buying it individually. That's hack number 4, you guys. Shop on Amazon for your batteries. Now, hack number 5, you guys, is going to sound a little weird for people who haven't been shooting film all too long, and that is to store your film in a fridge. Yes, you guys heard it right, man. Store your film in the fridge. So anywhere that is cold, whether it be your fridge or the freezer, is going to help preserve your film and keep it fresh for longer. Essentially, the reason for this is because in higher temperatures and hot climates, your film is going to start degrading over time. And when you put it in a cold environment, it's just going to slow that down a little bit more. This is especially important if you have a roll of film, for example, that is going to expire in the next couple months. Store that baby in the fridge and take it out even after it says it's expired. As long as you do that, you guys, you're gonna have fresh film all the time, and it could help preserve your film for a very, very long time. So throw your film in a Ziploc bag, toss it in the fridge, and deal with your mom's complaining later. And the last hack that I have for you guys is going to save you a ton of money. That is if you are a black and white film shooter. All right, so the last hack, you guys, is to buy your film in bulk. If you're someone like me who likes to shoot black and white, buying it in bulk like this is 100 feet of HP5, is going to save you a ton of money. This 100-foot roll right here, guys, is going to give you around 18 to 19 rolls of film, and this whole entire pack cost me around $80. When you do the math, this is going to save you a couple of bucks per roll of film, and honestly, it's the best thing ever to have this much film at your disposal. It's like having unlimited ammo at all times. Now, to be able to load this up into some canisters, you are going to need to purchase a bulk loader. This is the Lloyd's bulk loader right here, and it's going to run you about 20 to 30 bucks at most. And there are a ton of tutorials on YouTube that you guys can watch surrounding how to bulk load film. Maybe I'll do a video in the future. I don't have one yet, but I would recommend watch some other videos on how to bulk load film. Not all black and white films are going to be made in these 100-foot rolls. I think HP5, Tri-X for sure. There are also some other ones like Kentmere, Ultrafine, that's another one. There's a ton of different black and white films still being made in 100-foot rolls. So check it out, try it out, and save yourself a ton of money if you like shooting black and white film. But there you have it, you guys. Those are my film photography hacks, and I really do hope you guys enjoyed it and maybe learned something new. But now I want to turn the mic over to you guys and ask you if you have any film photography hacks that you could recommend we try, something that wasn't mentioned in this video, because I can assure you there are probably a ton out there that I don't even know about myself. So thank you guys for tuning in. Comment those down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, Minolta Gang.